So it has a lot of Cthulhu-esque or H.P. Lovecraft overtones, and it's mainly an investigation-based campaign. So there's kind of minimal combat, so it's not very action-oriented per se. So there's a lot of talking. So,
We've been working with the police, and we have official investigators badges. And then
yeah.
we've also been working with the paladins and the fighting nuns or clerics or whatever, the battle
So
masters.
the Sisters of Mercy are a fighting order of nuns. Essentially, they're all paladins. So, and then other than that, you're working with the Southwark police. What other stuff is worth noting about this particular setting? I think that's basically it. Yes. Oh yeah. So the Davenports, due to their vampire enchanting vampire abilities, have put like large portions of anybody they get in contact under their charm, their thrall. So, uh, and there's a neighborhood in North Ward that they sponsor a block party every week, and most of the people in that neighborhood basically have been under the thrall of the Davenports this whole time. But you've gathered this magic material, black fairy dust, that will supposedly remove uh, basically this mental thrall off of large numbers of people. So you just need to find a way of dispersing it to the crowd, and hopefully you can free up some more loose tongues to talk about the Davenports at this point and find out a little bit more about the Order of Hermes. So I think that's where we're going to start this evening. So the candle maker had sold you some candles that were left over from the Davenports. Apparently had never picked up, but supposedly it's like my understanding of these magic candles. They were made to spec. Is that they can be used to activate magic circles, even if you do not have the magic skill. Otherwise, enable them. So in the beer hall is a magic circle that the Davenports use to teleport around with. At this point, the Davenports, as far as you know, are out in their country mansion out in, oh, let's see, where is it? Penrose, about 5 miles north out of town. Yes, that is correct.
Okay.
Okay, so that being said, you are headed to this neighborhood that has been under the thrall of the Davenports for a while at this point, and they're more than welcoming. They invite everybody's welcome here. Essentially, come and celebrate. Essentially, our Wednesday feast with us as you arrive at the this moderately well-to-do neighborhood. The For once, the vapors, the ever-present fog over London has dissipated a little bit, and you can actually see in front. It's actually a moderately clear night. You can actually see little patches of the sky between sort of wispy clouds in the otherwise overcast pall over London. The You can hear the sounds of revelry and cheery music and the oompa oompa of what is obviously a polka band playing in the background. There are young and old individuals dancing in the street. Some doing fancy and intricate in a large and fancy intricate jig, where like hundreds of individuals are basically dancing in coordination. A young boy comes up to her. Hey, we haven't seen you here before. You new? If you want to get some drinks, head on into the hall. It's all free. On the Davenports.
Ooh.
So, Tanya, what is your character, by the way? So let's just go the
Yeah,
quick
I
description
just
down.
created a tiefling sorcerer.
Okay, so what specialty of sorcerer are you?
I don't know if I chose one.
Okay, so by 6th level, you'll need to have had one. So I would probably choose either Draconic or Wild or what's the
Oh,
other
I
class?
did choose Draconic.
Okay, great. All right, so let's see here. Everybody, just give your quick description of your character, and we'll finish starting up the scene after that. Krishana.
Krishana is a half elf warlock bard.
And I can't remember. Are you mainly bard or mainly warlock at this point?
Right now, I'm mainly warlock. After 4th, I'm going to go all bard.
Okay. All right. So Krishana is definitely from the Fey country. Let's put it that way. So she still worships the old gods, i.e., where her warlock powers come from. She's a celestial warlock, I believe. And let's see here. And otherwise is a irreverent flirt and often a drug user. Ow.
Just try and keep the toxins out of the way of the campaign.
Hi. So my character is Wolfman and a variant Aasimar Paladin. With devotion and shooting like a criminal in a past.
So as I recall, Al is a redemption paladin. She's trying to seek redemption for herself and others. And she looks very celestial. She's tall, she's got golden skin, she has like well coiffed hair, golden armor, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
Not really sure what's happening.
Yeah.
But otherwise, somewhat not very attentive to things that are going on in the moment. Let's put it that way.
Very cool.
All right, Tree, go ahead and describe your character.
Tree is Dirk. What am I? Dirk Indirectly, which is based on the Douglas Adams character, Dirk Gently. So he's a halfling detective, and he's mostly bard now, but he's got a little bit of rogue. And I'm going to sort of cross with Ricky, and I'm going to be going out rogue as we go here. So essentially, he tries to be lucky. He's got the lucky feet. He's got the halfling luck, and he's got some strange things. And he just kind of randomly falls into things all the time.
All right, so Tanya, what does your character look like? Personal style.
So I named her Lorraine Meyer, and she is a general tiefling. So she has that light/dark red skin. She also has piercings all around her ears, both under and 2 over. She has like a golden kind of topaz-like eye color for her irises. And she usually wears all deep red, like a blood red, usually like a high choker. Some might say bondage looking outfit that is also like high collar, mesh, and then silk. And then she also usually has ruby red lips. And she actually has her horns filed down, Hellboy style.
Okay. All right.
And Zumlar's here. If we talk to Zumlar, our paladin.
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh yeah, and then Zumlar, Ryan. Yeah.
I'm a elf, a Eladrin elf of the Winter Court, and I worship the old gods, the ancients.
But Zumlar fought on the side of Great Britain against Tir Nanog, so he is actually a British soldier.
I actually fought with Tir Nanog.
You fought with Tir Nanog, okay, so yeah. All right, so you are.
Is
okay,
everyone
I always thought it
local?
was the other way around. All right.
Is everyone
Ryan,
local
are you a
from
dress
London?
wearer or are you a pants wearer? So are you? Do you follow convention or not?
I do not.
Okay, well I'm asking Tanya, her character.
She wears a dress.
She wears a
all the way down to her feet.
Okay, so you are a Victorian lady.
Yeah.
Not the Victorian lady, but Victorian lady nonetheless.
She certainly looks like a lady, yes.
Yes. All right. All right. The young boy says, "Help yourself. The bar's open. The feast hall is laden with food. It's like, come on. Once you've had your fill, come on out and have a dance with a lot of us." Okay, so as you enter the beer hall, there's just easily dozens of small groups of people like chatting with each other. It's extremely loud in here, as you pretty much have to shout over each other to hear, because just the sheer number of people. Everybody in the local neighborhood is here, as far as you can tell, and probably some neighborhoods beyond this one. There's a large spread of sausages and rolls and sweet pies, like set up on one side, and you can see kids and adults running up and going to it back and forth, back to various large tons of beer that have been tapped essentially for the crowd. And you see the Davenports two, basically head maid and head butler. Let's see here if I can find their names. Harcourt and Mariana. So Harcourt is this huge ogre of a man, essentially. He looks more like Frankenstein than anything else. His hair is a little frizzy. His smile a little lopsided. And then Mariana is the one sort of working the taps at the moment, over by the large beer tons. A slight dark-haired woman with sort of piercing black eyes and a hawk nose, and she basically immediately focuses in on a lot of you as soon as you enter in, as if she recognizes you.
I think that Dirk is probably coming in disguise, if I know him.
All right. Well, I'm saying not all of you disguise yourself, so at some point or another, she recognizes some of you. So.
Oh, yeah. And there's been a lot of odd things going on, so she's looking for us.
Exactly. The Davenport servants are definitely looking for you as a group, since you've messed with their businesses, foiled their plans with summoning great evil, and like various other things along the way so far. You haven't been able to necessarily get at all the Davenports themselves. You managed to kill one of the Davenports, which is yet another reason why they don't like you at this point. About that period of time, there's Mariana basically makes a sharp whistle, and all the voices in the whole beer hall suddenly silence as the doors behind you are unceremoniously basically barred shut, as some guys basically throw a heavy bar over the entryway to the door. It's like, I did not think you would be, as you can hear Mariana's voice like echo across the beer hall at this point. Did not think you would be so foolish as basically just step into our territory. Seize them.
Cool.
All right, now it's all your turn to do something at this point, because you got a moment to act before basically like a mob of people come running at you. So we'll start with Dirk and then go up. Dirk, what are you doing?
So Dirk's wand of magic dispelling stuff, is that an area of effect, or is that per person?
You could probably cover maybe about at least the immediate people around you.
So I'd like to do that. I'd like to dispel magic on as many people around me as I can.
Okay, so you pull out the wand, and what is the command word for the wand? Just for yucks.
Expelliarmus. Is that what?
Expelliarmus, as the gold and blue sparkles of magic whip from your wand and swirl in a tornado around you, as all the various people around you sort of like, who had intent and purpose just a moment ago, sort of like start looking at each other, looking at you, looking around them, as just like, how did I get here? Where am I? This is not my beautiful wife. This is my beautiful car.
I was thinking exactly that. And so
Lorraine,
Dirk's going to say, look over there! Get out the door!
Okay. All right. right. We'll say for convenience sake, you got the people by the door, so at least
Okay.
there's nobody actively holding the door shut at this point.
Yeah, so I'm
They're
thinking
just the bars.
if we can get them to unbar it and run out, it just cuts down on people that won't have to get
Yeah,
killed.
but you can't get them to unbar it at this point. They've already thrown the bar down, but at least they're not
Okay.
going to hold it in place.
Okay, that's fair enough.
All right, Lorraine, what are you doing?
Are we basically still in front of the door? So there are people behind
You're
us.
not too far away from the door. You're maybe about like 15 feet in when you hear the bar being thrown behind you, and you see Mariana basically snap her fingers, and then the whole beer hall goes silent.
I tell you what, because I didn't use my bonus action, let me cast Bardic Inspiration on Tanya.
Oh, excellent.
All
I
right,
think
yeah.
if I don't know how
Plus,
big this
do whatever you
cavern
want to
is.
do.
What was that? I don't know how big the cavern is, but
Oh, so it is large. We're talking
pretty
about
large.
60 or 70 feet across.
Oh, okay. And I would want
So just
to.
think of it as like a big banquet hall with lots of tables and.
Oh, excellent. Where I'm standing, is it possible that there's maybe a waiter next to me? That
Yes,
has,
there are just
treasure?
random people all around you, all over the place, that had sort of turned and looked at you hostilely with hostile eyes, and now they're sort of looking at you blankly, trying to figure out where the heck they are.
Excellent. I think Lorraine is going to calmly just grab a glass of whatever alcohol is next to her,
There's
and
definitely
she's
a lot of
going.
beer, but steins all over the place. Some full, some empty.
So she's going to grab that and start sipping on that while she casts darkness in front of her.
All right. You cut off the view from Mariana and the rest of the thralls. Zumlar, what are you doing?
You said the butler and Mariana are there, right?
Yeah, so you can see Harcourt, the Frankenstein-esque butler, and Mariana, the sort of short, dark-haired woman with a hawkish nose.
Is the
Both of them
butler
are
here?
dressed in their maid and butler uniforms, so they're dressed like in black and white uniforms in like what you'd expect essentially for Victorian England.
Is the butler close to us?
They're on the other side of the hall at this point. Mariana has just commanded all the thralls to bring you to heel at this point and capture you.
Alright, so we have some that are no longer under their...
Yes, there's rafters above you, and you do know that there's a sort of like trapdoor entrance that you can reach from the rafters above to get out of here. So, that, or you could basically knock down ride one of the ropes for the chandeliers as you cut it, essentially to ride it up to the ceiling. That may or may not drop on some innocent civilians, but that's your call.
Can I use some of the fairy dust?
Sure. How do you you just pull out a handful and throw it, or you have a better way of dispersing this stuff?
I'm thinking that if we planned before we came in, we'd probably put it in some sort of a shaker or a sprayer or something.
Yeah.
Really, I mean, to retcon, but it would be really silly of us to just bring it in a bottle.
Yeah.
Right. So you have it. You've loaded into a canister inside your arcane cannon at this point. You could probably shoot it out in a big cloud and catch maybe at least a quarter to a third of the hull, if you want to do that now.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Okay. So that's about half your fairy dust right there. It's like you quickly load the canister into your arcane cannon, and basically you are still part artificer, right?
Zumlar is not artificer now.
Or am I thinking of a different character?
That was
You're
last
thinking
campaign.
of my... Oh, actually, no. I think you're either that or my Tuesday group as well.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm artificer on Tuesday. That was last campaign. I was part artificer.
All right. Do you want to? The other option is to get up to the ceiling and rain it down on people, essentially. Because even from the ground, even if you have a shaker, you're only going to get a really small radius.
Plus, it can be like King Kong, right? Just go up top and sprinkle it down.
Yeah, that'll do that.
Okay, so the quickest way up there is to cut a rope to a chandelier and ride it on up, and as the chandelier falls. That, or if you have some other way of getting up there, that's your call.
I can
Maybe
Misty
about
Step up
40
there.
feet up in the air.
Oh. So let's say I can Misty Step, but that was only 30 feet.
All right. Well, you could try to do a running jump and then misty step. That's also a 5.
Yeah, I'll do that.
All right, I need an athletics check, DC 15 then.
That's a 6.
Okay.
Oh.
All right, you're pinwheeling in the air as you misty step, and you're like well short, like 5 feet, as you comes screaming down back to the ground. Make me a deck save at this point to try to grab a nearby chandelier.
Nine.
Okay, still not looking good. All right, so you go. You basically everybody sees this like poof of light as you sort of bamf up towards the ceiling and then fall directly into the blob of darkness. Bam. Okay, so you take what is it? All right, so you take 11 points of crushing damage as you fall back down to the floor. Then, but you still have a hold of the canister at this point. So, ow.
I got it.
Okay. Okay. Sorry. Still new. To fuel. Okay, I'm reading like to fuel magical effects. Is there any way that I can kind of like enhance a use of this powder with that sort of thing? Or was that just for like action? I'm sorry. I'm so new.
Okay, well, you got 2 attacks, so you could basically huck handfuls of powder out into the crowd to start basically getting them out of Mariana's control at this point. So, where would you like to target this stuff? It's like try to make a path over to Mariana and Harcourt. You're making basically clearing away more of the people towards the door, so you guys can retreat back out into the courtyard. What are you doing?
Yeah, can I kind of give us like a good buffer between those who are possessed by Mariana?
So, all right, so you're basically clearing away basically the people directly around you at this point. All right, so you throw out 2 big handfuls. Give me 2 athletic checks.
Okay. I'm gonna press it. See if it. Ooh, is it kind of? Oh, I think it froze. Oh, okay. Sorry, my device is kind of stuck. Okay. Let me try on my phone. Sorry.
Yeah, sometimes it takes a lot of tech.
Yeah. Let me try it on my phone. It's quicker on my phone. Okay, so the first one's a 12.
Okay, so you toss out some fairy dust. You see some more confused faces as they're going, where am I? Why am I here?
And then did you want me to roll again?
Yes, I want you to roll twice. Yes.
Okay, perfect. Let me do it again. Where'd it go? There it is. And then 17.
17. Okay. So you get, you pretty much cleared, you basically unmesmerized all the people closest to the door at this point. So the people to the right and left of the door are now no longer mesmerized either. So you've got a good buffer all the way around you at this point. Krishana.
Could I have prepared this powder in like a perfume spray and aerosol people with it?
Yes, you can, but you're still talking about a relatively small number of people to affect here. So, it's like if you want to basically like really lay this stuff down, you're either going to need to get higher above them or find some way of dispersing it
Do you
to
have
a
mage
wide
hand?
area, like you have gust of wind or just gust. If you have like dirt devil or thunder wave or various other things to launch this stuff out over a crowd.
I just have charm spells.
You have charm spells. All right.
Let's see.
Do you have mage hand?
No.
Okay.
Right, you could throw it up in the air,
Is there
shoot it with your Eldritch Blast, for instance, and rain it down over a group.
Ooh, that sounds nice.
okay? I will attempt that.
All right, you take one of the small potion bottles you have of this stuff and hurl it as far as you can out over the crowd and take a shot at it. You got 2 shots. Roll to hit. AC 15.
Whoops, that's the wrong roll. I got a 15 and an unnatural 20.
All right, very good. You shatter the vial solidly and spray the black fairy dust in like a little cloud of coffee grounds that goes over over a large patch of individuals. As again, they basically get this faraway look in their eye and basically start wandering around confusedly. Unfortunately, not headed towards you anymore. It's like they're at this point. Mariana is doing one of those, making that loud sucking noise with her teeth of like, I'm very disappointed.
Yeah, like a tick.
All right. It's like the Mariana. You can't see Harkard and Mariana at this point. The glob of darkness sort of like screens you off from them and them from you. But you can hear Mariana's voice on the other side. Harkard, circle around to the left, and I'll take this group basically around to the right. It's like, we'll meet on the middle on the other side. Oh, now. As you can see, both of them sort of emerge from the right side and the left side of the blob of darkness with a posse of like angry pitchfork-wielding villagers. All right. You see, Harcourt at this point has grabbed one of these like 12-foot long like hardwood tables and is just sort of holding it above his head like basically a missile he's about to throw as he just hurls what is probably about a 300-pound table towards you guys.
Jeez.
All right, so I need a dex save for. You can technically only cast like 2 or 3 people with this. So let's go with Krishana, Owl, and Zumlar. DC 15 dex save.
Remember,
All right.
if you're in range of me, you get aura protection.
You're nice.
All right. So dexterity.
Let's roll dice.
11 failed.
I failed that. Ooh.
Okay, but what about the aura protection? Don't you get 3 on that?
You get add +3. So if that helps you get over 15, then it helps you.
14 failed.
I got
Okay. All right. If you fail the DC 15 dex save, you take 20 points of crushing damage as the table pretty much takes you out to the chest. And if not, you take 10. So this table basically takes out several innocent people along the way, and then hits the 3 of you as it sort of just keeps on sweeping forward all the way towards the wall. The Mariana, you can see, has a pair of pistols out and starts shooting at you guys.
Jeez. Okay.
All right. Let's see. Lorraine, you take 12 points of damage from piercing damage from getting shot once. And Dirk, what is your AC?
My AC is 15.
15. Okay, I guess that still hits. All right, so you likewise take 12 points of damage, and she solidly finds her mark, basically with two crack shots. Crack. All right, so back to Dirk. A new group of angry villagers has sort of replaced the villagers that you had managed to basically free from their thraldom at this point, but the way back behind you is still open. So, Dirk, what are you doing?
Do I have some of the black powder too?
All of you have basically black fairy dust to free people.
I'm gonna send my black fairy dust up with my mage hand up high and try and get
over them.
maximum penetration.
All right, so go ahead, give me Arcana check, I guess. DC 15.
Okay. 15.
Okay, there you go. All right, you sprinkle out a little dribble of fairy dust as you zoom your hand back and forth over the crowd that is starting to surround you on the right and left hand sides. You've pretty much gotten all of the right hand side at this point. Lorraine.
And so they are on the other side of my darkness still.
No, I'm saying they've gone around to the right and the left.
They've gone around.
They've gone around so they'd have new groups of fresh villagers to assault you guys at this point.
And I'm
So the right side has been taken care of by Dirk, but the left side is still hostile to you.
Okay.
And I'm going to put bardic inspiration on Al this time.
Okay, got it.
Can I get behind the entire group? Is there like space behind them that I can get behind them?
Yeah, you can hide behind Zumlar or Owl. They're generally big fightery type individuals. The other thing is, you may want to start, if you're not doing anything else, you may want to start working on the bar to the door behind you so that you're not trapped in here.
Yeah, are we retreating or should I just focus on thinning the herd?
That's your call, actually. So what would you like to do? You are here specifically to free these people up, so you may want to just start on working on the two main bad guys and or throwing out more black fairy dust yourself to get everybody inside the beer hall at least basically uncharmed.
Yeah, what is I know you probably said it, but what does the black fairy dust do?
Black fairy dust basically removes the vampire thraldom off its target. It just 100% successful. You just need to disperse it in some way that will catch a number of people. Right? If you just throw it by hand, essentially you're only going to get a handful of people.
I see. And I'm assuming I don't have anything like that would disperse it? Or
well, that's your creativity to basically how you might use your abilities to do that. So if you have Gust of Wind or the Gust cantrip, if you have Thunder Wave, if you have Firebolt, maybe you shoot it out of the air just like Krishana did. If I have Mage Hand, maybe you sprinkle it over people like Dirk. These are all viable ways of sprinkling dust around.
Okay, so I do have Gust. I can do a Gust.
All right, you basically throw up a big handful of it and basically gust it out over the crowd.
Okay.
Give me an Arcana check, DC 15.
Oh, 6.
Okay. It heads out slightly at an odd angle as the chaotic winds basically blow it a little weirdly. You hear it's partially into the darkness and partially off to your left in the direction you were trying to head it into. So there's still a small contingent of angry villagers over on the left hand side, but you've got part of them at least. Zumlar.
Was that my action?
That is your action, yes.
Do you have bonus action?
Yeah, am I behind anyone close enough to
yes,
hit
you
them?
have moved yourself behind Owl and Zumlar, your two paladins.
I'm just gonna do a general strike with my dagger or dart.
Okay, I think Gust actually takes your action though, so.
Can I make that my bonus action?
No, essentially, I'm saying some spells just take your action, so Gust is one of them. So.
Oh. So I can still do it.
It's relatively rare that spells take a bonus action. There's a real handful of them that can be cast as a bonus action. So.
Yeah, no, I want hitting someone to be my bonus action.
You want hitting somebody to be your bonus action.
Yeah, just a general attack.
Okay, sure. I'll allow you to do this. You can make an offhand attack. Go ahead and roll to hit.
I have to investigate some noises. I'll be back in a minute.
Okay. General, if you want to go and rush, you're gonna have to rush out of cover essentially to attack Mariana or.
It doesn't matter. I got a natural.
Or are you just hitting a random angry villager?
I was gonna hit someone in front of me, but I got a natural 1. So.
Okay. All right. It's definitely feeling that you basically need to go to the gym more often. It's just as this sort of meaty tall individual basically just holding you back by your forehead at this point as you're taking swings at him.
Great.
Okay, Zumlar.
Is there any more thralls, or does she get the rest?
Yes, there's probably about 5 to 6 thralls on the left-hand side that are still under Mariana's and Harcourt's control.
So I'm going to use the rest of the powder that I have to try and get the rest of the thralls out of their control.
Okay, go right ahead. Athletics check, 2 athletics checks, DC 15.
That's a 15.
All right. All right. You've pretty much gotten basically you've cleared all the immediate area around you of people underneath the vampire control at this point. There's just a lot of confused people sort of milling about at the moment. All right.
Then,
Ow.
Okay.
So the immediate area around you is clear again.
Okay. Are we all one?
You're sounding a little scrambly, Faith.
Oh, it's sounding a little scrambled.
Oh, much better. Thank you.
So are we going to retreat to the place, or are we going to fight these?
Well, it looks like you've got the most of the beer hall attendees under control at this point, so you only have Mariana and Harcourt to take care of. And the Black Fairy Dust doesn't seem to be affecting them at all, because they're probably not under any sort of thrall at all. They just served at Davenport's.
Yeah. Okay. So for like my first action, can I? Use a light spear on the bigger guy?
Okay, that got garbled completely. Hold on a second while I...
I don't know what's going on.
1 second, let me try switching you back and forth. Okay, try that again. What were you saying?
Okay. Did that come through?
That is not coming across, no.
Something about back and forth. Is that...
I'm not sure. Let me try. I'm so sorry.
Okay, I'll do Krishana. I'll come back straight to you, Al. Krishana, what are you doing?
Hello? Can you hear me better?
Yes, we can hear you better now.
Okay, I'm so sorry. So I was thinking about casting Sunlight Spear on the bigger guy.
Okay. All right. What does Sunlight Sphere do?
So basically, summon a spear made of concentrated sunlight and hurl it at your foe. Makes a ranged spell attack against the target. On a hit, target takes 3d8 radiant damage, and the target is not prone.
Oh, okay. All right. You throw a glob of light at them. All right. Go ahead and roll the hit.
All right, so I roll the hit / PC, right? On the app. I'm sorry.
Yes, that's right. So use your spell attack bonus.
Okay, so I got a 22.
No problem. Okay. You hit Harcourt in the chest with your ball of light. Go ahead and roll me your... Is it 3d8 or 3d6? I didn't hear the damage.
3d8.
Okay, go ahead and roll me the 3d8.
Radiant ought to be good on him because he's kind of creepy.
11 points of damage.
All right. All right, you, the ball crashes into his chest. He sort of, like, grunts, as there's a scorch mark in the center of his suit, but that's smoking a little bit, and his eyes sort of glow with their own internal red radiance at this point. It's like, as if you had angered him.
Oh, great. Lovely. All right, and, oh, wait, did I have a second action?
Yes. What is your second action?
I was thinking, again, 1 second. Wrathful Smite?
You can cast Wrathful Smite as a bonus action. You normally can't cast 2 leveled spells in the same round. So that'll have to go on to the next round. So.
Wrathful Smite goes on her sword attack, right?
We'll just say you basically prepped that some previous round. So you have Wrathful Smite ready at this point. So.
Okay.
Because you didn't use a bonus action in any previous round, so we'll just say you have it.
Okay. Let me just find the way to roll it. I'm sorry.
Well, yeah, you have to actually attack with it, and you're out of attack actions at this point. So.
Oh! I can't do it?
But you'll be ready for the next round because
I'm just saying you'll be ready for the next round.
Gotcha. Perfect. Sounds good.
All right. All right. Krishana, what do you have to?
Krishana is going to go to the door, look for like a buff meaty dude, and cast Suggestion, DC 14 Wisdom.
Okay, so you pointed you're sort of realizing suddenly that the fairy dust is preventing any sort of charm from working. Just roll persuasion.
All right. Let's see, persuasion.
As your spell, basically, once you cast it, it just fizzles out in midair. You're going, that is not the expected result. But your whistle is like, you, big boy, come with.
19 persuasion.
Nice.
All right. You basically flash a winning smile.
I'm asking him to open the door, lifting.
He's like, okay. He wanders up to the bar and tosses it aside. The door is open at this point. As you swing it open, there's lots of people dancing and making merry outside. It doesn't seem like the Mariana's commands have basically made their way outside at this point. So the people outside do not seem to have turned against you at this point. Okay, so that's where your round ends and the bad guys begin. So Harcourt at this point closes the remaining distance as he grabs a random passerby to use as a club and uses him to whomp on Al repeatedly.
Lovely.
I guess he does. Okay, so 1 crit, 1 hit.
Ooh.
And anyone else here?
Hello?
Okay, I'm just rolling dice at the moment. Okay.
Crit, so he's
Okay,
got a
so-
lot of them.
Okay, Al, you get he basically turns this sort of random passerby into a nasty L shape at the middle of his spine, and as he wraps them around you and smashes both of you into a wall as you go flying out into the darkness as he smashes you through a wall.
Lovely.
You take 29 points of damage.
29, okay.
All right, let's see here, and then Mariana. Let's see. She has kicked over a table and is using it for some cover as she cracks off one shot, and then the second shot missed. Follow-up shot misses as, let's see here, who has been relatively effective, I guess. Okay, I guess he's going to try to take down the darkness. Lorraine, 12 points of damage. I need a Constitution save, so just roll a... Well, I guess it's concentration save. It says roll a D20 plus your con bonus,
Okay.
and you need 10 or better.
Ooh. 7.
Okay, now wait,
All right,
she's
well,
got
you still
she's got
got
bardic inspiration.
So you have an extra D8 to add to this if you want to.
I can add a D8.
Yes.
And it's a special one. Let's see, we're rolling a.
So okay, go ahead and roll the D8, and let's see if you basically get over 10 at this point. So you need 3 or better on the D8.
Oh my gosh. It's just an L1.
Okay, roll it one more time. That's a special ability of.
Oh wait, no, it's a 7.
Okay, so you're fine. All right.
Yay!
So with the encouragement of Dirk from the back, just like don't suck, don't suck. You manage to hold onto your concentration on the darkness, and it maintains.
Excellent.
Okay. All right. Other than that, you take 10 points of damage from getting shot by Mariana. Okay, so back to the top of the round, Dirk.
Okay, so at this point, all of the people inside have been black fairy dusted, and the ones outside are still under the thrall, but they haven't been told to attack us yet. Is that right?
That's correct.
Okay. I think like as my free action, I'd like to yell at all of the people that are milling around, "Quick, get outside! It's an emergency!" and see if we can clear some of the stuff out of here. And then, how can I get to Mariana at all?
So I need you to do a persuasion.
Persuasion or performance? Persuasion.
Performance or persuasion, whichever is better for you.
They're
I'm
the
fine with
same.
either.
Yeah, they're the same. Okay, that's a 10, which is,
Okay, that's
uh,
you basically you choke on a frog. It's like get out. It's like
okay. Can I get to Mariana?
she's roughly 30 feet away, so yes, you could rush
Okay.
her to her table and
I
get up to her
want to
table.
rush her and hit her with my magical rapier.
Okay. All right, so people are still milling about inside, but you shovel your way through the crowd and get up to where Mariana is hiding.
And I'm a
behind the
halfling, so
table
I get through
and,
other
so
people's
he
space without terrain issues. So it's a 20 to hit on the first one.
Okay, you hit easily.
20 to hit on the second one. So I'm going to roll 2 damage. And then do I get sneak attack because she's engaged with the rest of us?
Not at all. There's no one else engaging her at the moment.
You can't. I gotta ask. 29, so that's 14 damage.
All right. Do you have a magic rapier at this point?
Yes, it is magical.
Okay, so no problem. You leave two searing black stab marks in her chest. She grimaces at this basically and stands up with both of her pistols to shoot you in the face. Zumlar.
How close is the big guy to us?
Can I use
The big guy is now in melee range with your team. Essentially, he just knocked Owl out through made a Kool-Aid man-sized hole with Owl through a wall.
So Lawrence, I'm still getting used to this rogue thing. Can I use my bonus action to disengage, or do I need more levels?
Let's see here. I think your bonus action was basically your second attack.
Okay. Okay. I thought I got 2 attacks with the bard, but that's okay. I'll go read up on it.
Now, I guess
Move
are you
on.
are you a pure bard at this point at 6th
I'm
level?
5 bard, 1 rogue.
Yeah, so the bard gets there. All the bard subclasses that get extra attack get it at 6th level. So,
okay.
so the only way you can have 2 attacks right now is if you're using 2 weapon fighting. So the bonus, your extra attack is coming from extra weapon at this point in your offhand.
Makes sense. Thank you very much, sir.
All right, Lorraine.
I didn't go yet.
Okay, so, yes, Zumlar, what do you have to do? And then, Lorraine, did I have you do something or not? I'm just wanting to make sure I didn't skip you.
No, I just took damage.
Okay, got it. Zumlar.
So yeah, I was about to misty step behind. I was gonna misty step behind the big guy.
Okay, so you spend for Misty Step this round.
And then
Press first level spell, I guess.
Misty Step a bonus action?
It is a bonus action, yes.
And then I am going to stab the big guy in the back.
Okay.
Using maximum smite.
All right. Well, unfortunately, he notices you, so you do not get the jump on him. So you have to roll it normal rather than advantage. All right. So go to roll to hit as normal twice. You have 2 attacks.
First one's a unnatural 20.
Okay, that hits.
And the second one is a crit.
Woo!
Okay.
Natural 20.
All right. So Harkar cannot be crit since he is actually a flesh golem. So he is actually Frankenstein. So you stab into him, and there's basically a little bit of sand like seeps out where you've basically driven straight through his spine. You're going, You're a construct, aren't you? You're a construct.
So, which means the smite won't really work on him, huh?
Well, the smite will do damage as normal. I'm just saying it's not you won't get any special bonus book damage on it.
So I won't use the smite on him, actually.
Okay.
I will wait to use the smite on Mariana.
Okay, fair enough. That makes sense. Go ahead and give me your damage for your 2 hits. So 2d8 plus your bonus on your weapon plus your strength bonus.
2d8. That's 18. Hey, Krishana, can you use push talk?
Okay. All right. So, all right, give him two solid stabs to the back, and he just turns around and goes, "You." All right,
Me.
and Al. All right, some people who are out and about basically help you up to your feet and hand you a stein of beer at this point.
Wait, huh?
Yeah, she's like, "You okay there?" It's like, is there a fist fight going on in there?
Yeah, you could call it that. Sure. Just a little bit. Okay. So. All right. So, okay. I'm sorry.
Okay, so it takes none of your movement. You're already back up to your feet. Some people help you back up to your feet. And now what are you doing?
Yeah, I need to heal. So, can I use my lay on hands? Cool for
Sure,
me.
absolutely. So you have 30 points of it.
I have to. Oh, I'm like on the verge. So.
Okay, so all right, you get 30 points back. Boom. Okay, that's your action. Do you want to rush back in with your movement at this point, or are you gonna hang out here?
I'm real cautious. I think. I'm sorry. Is there a way like I can get in, but like stay still kind of distant from the golem since he hit me pretty far?
Oh, he's already. You can see through the hole you got blasted through that he's already engaged with Zumlar at this point. So you could sort of like head in and then scoot off to the right and head towards Mariana if you want to.
Yeah, I might do that.
Okay, you run back in and take a detour right to help Dirk out. Okay.
Yeah, I need.
Okay, so that's what you do. All right, so you got your healing, you got your 30 points back, and then you've headed over to Zumlar. So you're headed towards Dirk. Krishana.
I am going to shoot Eldritch Blast at the Frankenstein.
Okay, roll to hit twice.
Ooh.
I got an 8 and a 25 with
25 definitely hits. Give me damage.
6 damage.
6 damage. Okay. You're attacking Mariana, right?
The Frankenstein guy.
You're attacking Harcourt. Okay. Harcourt gets clipped across the jaws. Basically, his jaw dislocates, and you see some stitches rip. It's like he sort of relocates his jaw, turns around, faces Zumlar, and he actually hits Zumlar. And then basically does the double Hulk smash and like destroys basically the floor as you see basically Zumlar and Harcourt sort of disappear into the basement. Boom.
Oh, great. Did he hit me or no?
He did not hit you, but he definitely he missed twice, but he definitely destroyed the floor as there's everything within a sort of like 10 feet of him sort of disappears into the basement, including yourself.
Nice.
But good news, you probably landed on him, so you didn't take fall damage.
Okay, so you take 2 points of falling damage. I rolled really low on the fall damage, and he likewise takes 2 points of fall damage. Okay, Mariana, let's see here. All right. What is it? Dirk is going. I definitely didn't need, and basically new orifice to my lungs as basically you catch another sucking chest wound for 12 more points of damage.
Hate when that happens.
And you see Mariana do something that we're guessing only some sort of vampire spawn could do as she leaps backwards and up and basically flies up into the rafters about 40 feet above. Okay, and she gets a free disengage when she does this, so no, you do not get attacks of opportunity.
I think I threw blood on her anyway, so she's going to be spackled.
Yes, exactly. All right, Dirk.
Oh, okay, so Dirk. Jeebies, derbies. Okay. So Harcourt has gone down and Mariana's gone up. Well, I guess, can I yell again and see if they will leave? Get all these people out of the way?
Sure. Get out of here! All right. Roll at advantage this time.
Okay, and that's persuasion, I think we said.
They've had enough time to figure out what's going on and that there's a fight going on now.
Okay, well, that first one didn't go very well. That's a 10, so there's still
Okay,
not.
you're still failing. Do you wish to use luck on this?
I can't. Yeah, let me use luck on that. Good point. That's why I took that. Right? 10 again.
Okay, there's no love.
How about shall I do a DM inspiration? I think I have 2 of those. Can we
Okay, yes. That'll be the last roll you can make.
Desperately try here. And it's 10.
Okay.
I need to go to Vegas. Thanks, Lawrence. Okay, so that was all the yelling, and then I can't.
You're going, I really need to drink a beer or something. That frog is really like stuck in my throat.
Yeah, I don't think. Oh, okay. Can I cast Shatter on Mariana? Can I reach her with that?
Let's see here. So, what have you done in this round so far? So
I just yelled.
you just
People
yelled.
to get out.
Okay.
I figured that was a free action.
Sure, why not? We'll say that's your bonus action. Go ahead and try to cast Shatter.
Okay, so that's a con 14.
All right, Mariana is like definitely dodges out of the way, and you see the hems of her skirt basically get torn up, but she manages to bodily move herself most of the way out. She takes half damage, so give me half damage.
Okay, and then what about all the stuff up there, the rafters and things that she's hanging to, because they don't, they take damage too. That's 16, so she'd take 8 damage.
But the rafters, like you see them fray and begin to creak. You don't know if doing that to the ceiling is tremendously great idea at this point because there's lots of weight up there. But yes, the whole ceiling ominously creaks as some of the rafters come loose.
Ooh.
All right, Lorraine.
Okay. So, what is in front of me? Is the hole in front of me?
The hole's in front of you, yes.
Okay.
You can see Zumlar and Harcourt down there duking it out, and Mariana has like retreated back up into the rafters at this point, and Dirk has blown away part of the rafters using a shatter.
Okay, so there's a hole in front of me, and then who's on my level? Who's still on?
Who's still on your level? Dirk. What is it? Owl. Who's over by Dirk and let's see, Krishana is next to you.
Okay. And then where's Mariana?
Mariana has retreated up into the rafters some 40 feet above. She sort of just flew up there like some vampire spawner want to do.
Okay. Okay, well, let's see if this works. So I think what I want to do is a tidal wave.
Okay.
And
it'll be cleaner to cast on the people in the basement than it will to try to get into the rafters.
Yeah, that's going to be the issue. So I'm going I'm going to.
Or you could just sweep. Or I will give you this if you want to sweep all the civilians out of here using your tidal wave. I will just give it to you.
Yeah, can I like sweep them out the door?
Yes, you can.
Okay, then I won't accidentally drown one of the people in the basement. So I will do that. I'll cast tidal wave to try and push everyone out of the door that's still on my level.
Everybody sees this this roiling, basically moil of water sort of form up at the far end of the beer hall, and then sweep everybody like a giant broom out through the front doors. There's lots of surprise shouts from outside as basically water and people come jetting out the front of the beer hall. Zumlar. So the beer hall is clear except for your opponents at this point, so you don't have to worry about collateral damage anymore.
Well done.
Oh, I'm in the basement though.
That is correct. So you are there with Harcourt, and Harcourt is looming above you by probably 1.5 feet, going, "Break you, little man! Break you."
You could try, little bitch. What?
That's a paladin for you.
Excuse my language. Sorry about that. Let's see. What can I do? What can I do? Let's see. There's trying to see if Moonbeam will do anything major damage on him.
Well, you can
Well,
hit
do
him,
chunk of damage.
and
So,
you can hit him multiple times with it because you can control it on a BA. So probably a good investment at the beginning, right?
well,
Yeah.
that depends on whether or not he can keep his concentration on it.
Mm.
Okay, so your moonbeam, go and give me full damage on your moonbeam as Harcourt sort of just stands there as it burns him. He rolled a really bad dex.
My attack rolls suck, but my freaking damage rolls are amazing. I got a full damage is just 20.
Nice.
All right, so you scorch. Basically, his suit is on fire at this point as the glowing pale light basically light sets his butler uniform on fire. It's like, oh, fireball. Okay, Al, you're up. You are on the ground floor, standing next to Dirk at this point, peering up at
Yeah.
at Mariana, who's up in the rafters at this point, sort of flitting about like a bat.
I noticed it looks like Dirk's level's a little low. Can I cast Cure Wounds on Dirk?
Sure.
Dirk would love
All right.
that.
All right, so you heal back 7 hit points.
Yay, that's
Or are you
very
going to cast it at higher level, Al? Are you just going to cast it at first level or a higher level?
First level.
All right, so you get 7 hit points back, Dirk. All
Okay.
right, that's you still got a movement left and a bonus. Do you want to try to ride the ropes on a chandelier up to the rafters?
Oh, yeah, to chase Mariana?
Yes. Okay. You run over to the wall, basically, grab the rope and cut it with your blade and get zoomed up to the ceiling. Athletics or acrobatics, whichever is better for you. DC 15.
Oh, okay. Roll an acrobatics?
Yeah, acrobatics or athletics, whichever is better for your character.
All right.
Oh, look, we got Indiana Jones here.
Yes.
Skills. Okay. Acrobatics you said acrobatics or athletic?
That's right. Whichever is better for your character.
All right. Athletics, 100%.
Okay, great.
Team.
Ah, nice.
Okay, you got the 15. All right, no problem. You zoom up you let go of the chandelier at the right moment as it crashes to the ground with spectacular spray of glass and candles everywhere as you and little bits of magical lighting that were scattered among the chandelier, and you land neatly on a rafter next to Mariana, and then that's the end of your round.
Yay! That seems fun.
Sweet.
If you think you're basically going to be able to fight me up here, you're sorely mistaken, Paladin. As she flits away to another rafter and starts gunning for you. Krishana.
I think you need to press push to talk.
Okay, what was the button you set up for the push to talk?
I'd just like to take a moment to say that it's magical that we can be in multiple states playing D&D together, and if we have a few tech issues now and again,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Can I see Hogar and Mariana?
Harcourt is in the basement. Yes, you can see Harcourt in the basement. You're standing next to the hole, and you can see Mariana flitting around the rafters at this point, trying to avoid getting cornered by Owl. So
At the same time?
you can see both of them, yes. One is up in the ceiling, and the other one is down in the basement.
All right, if I can see both of them at the same time, I'm casting Bane.
Okay, very good.
nice.
Ooh, yay!
All right, both of them, you basically you see a sort of like golden sigil latch on to the two of them as it trips up Mariana, and Harcourt basically hits his head on a rafter. All right, so your bane sticks. Are you moving in anywhere, or are you just sticking where you are?
I'm going to try and get cover.
All right, you grab a you basically duck under a table at this point, so Mariana can't get a shot at you. And Harcourt is a melee person anyway, so he can't reach you from the basement.
Bonus action, I'm singing to Zumlar, giving him a inspiration.
Nice.
Okay. All right. Zumlar is sort of standing there, basically defending himself as you see this giant vein basically like pop out in Harcourt's forehead, is like, gonna crush you like a grape. As he slaps his hands, tries to slap both of his meaty hands around your head. Okay. So let's see here. He hits twice for a total of, let's see here. All right, he boxes you around your ears and basically like begins to choke the life out of you for 15 points of damage, and so you are grabbed at the moment. Okay, Mariana, let's see here. Shoots Owl in the thigh for 12 points of damage. All right, I need a dex save DC 13 to remain on the rafters.
All right, dex. Okay. So acrobatics.
Athletics or acrobatics, which are just dex save. I'm sorry.
Oh, just the dex save. Okay, cool. 7.
Okay, I'm gonna cast Silvery Barbs as my reaction, so she can re-roll a d20.
Okay, so that's Mariana to hit, right?
Right. Yeah, and then we'd select the slower one. Oh, right. You're right. Yes,
Right,
we
she
can
still
do that on
hits,
her. And
unfortunately, even with Silvery Barb still hits. So
okay, well, it's a nice try.
all right, so you try to Silvery Barbs her and basically get her to lose concentration and miss, but her shot is still on target. Okay, so make a what is it? Make me a athletics check DC 15 to grab the rafter before you fall off.
All right. Okay, let me get there. Keep doing the wrong thing. Okay, athletics.
Yes.
Perfect. 9.
Okay, was that a no? Not you didn't make it.
She rolled a 9.
9.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Do you have any
basically flails backwards as her leg becomes unstable and falls to the floor for 10 more points of damage.
Does she have DM inspiration?
I do.
Do you want to use it?
Yes.
Okay, I would use it then.
Yes, I'm going to use it, and I'll roll again.
Okay.
I got a 13.
All right, you needed 15. So.
Dang it! Okay.
All right. You take the trip down to the floor and sort of land unceremoniously on the table that Krishana is hiding under at the moment. Krishana. Well, actually, Al. Okay, never mind. This is their action. And then let's see here. All right, so I had Mariana go. I had Harcourt go. They don't have any thralls with them. Okay, so Dirk.
Okay. Dirk is gonna try and hit Mariana with his crossbow.
Okay, roll to hit.
Should have right clicked on it. Okay, that's 25 to hit.
All right, do you have magic crossbow bolts or?
No, these are just regular.
All right, your bolt seems to bounce off of her as if she were made of steel.
Okay, it was only 8 damage anyway. And then I'm gonna do how you doing, Al? Are you okay?
I'm at 11 hit points.
Okay,
so
I'm gonna
not really.
do healing word on you.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Big preach. I don't know how much that heals.
So it's a D4 plus your charisma bonus, Dirk.
My charisma is 3. So that's 4 damage. I mean, well, 4 healing. Sorry.
Okay, you got 4 hit points back. Lorraine.
So, one guy in the basement still, and somebody in the rafters. Am I closest to guy in the basement? Can I
Guy in the
jump
basement is maybe only about 20 feet below you, so yes,
Okay.
the guy in basement is closest.
Okay, then I want to jump down there.
All right, you hop down there. Athletics or acrobatics, so to not twist an ankle.
Let's see. Athletics it is. 6.
Okay, so you manage to land like at an awkward angle and take 5 points of crushing damage.
Excellent. So can I land behind the was he choking?
Oh, he
someone?
has a firm hold around Zumlar's neck and is trying to crush his, pop his head off, basically like a grape.
Excellent. I'm gonna
Being a
try.
stubborn little paladin.
I'm gonna try and get behind him,
Okay, you
and
do so. You are behind him.
okay, I'm gonna try and retch him off.
Okay, so how are you gonna loosen his grip?
So I have a quarterstaff, so I can slip that underneath his chin, and then choke him until he comes back.
Well, it's like Lorraine has seen enough basically constructs before to realize that Frankenstein here is a construct, so he doesn't probably need to breathe. So, but you can basically use the leverage of your staff to try to break him loose. So, athletics or acrobatics?
Athletics. 12.
Yeah. All right, you win. He has a much better bonus than you, but you definitely win. All right, you basically do a running pole vault, basically, and like stick your staff between his arms and wrench Zumlar loose. Roll me a d6 plus your dex or strength bonus, whichever is better. We'll say you do some damage on the way over.
Sweet.
4 plus 2. Nice.
All right. You see his like pinky. You see Harcourt's pinky sort of like bend the wrong way as he sort of like basically sockets it at this point. Is like, I'll deal with you later. All right, Zumlar. Right, you're no longer in a death grasp at this point. Now, what are you doing?
I am. What do I have? Do I still have the moonbeam up?
Let's see here. Yes, your moonbeam is up. You made your concentration check last round.
Okay. So I'm going to concentrate on him again.
Okay.
10 damage.
And give me full damage.
So full is 10.
All right. You scorch him again. He's like, oh. He's completely bare chested at this point. His like the top part of his suit and tails is gone. You can see this sort of patchwork of mottled gray flesh that has been like hastily sewn together with leather strap and silken cord of like more than a dozen individuals that make up his body at the moment. All right. Ow.
Okay. I know earlier I had like kept my smite.
Yes.
Okay, so I could use like an action and then like my bonus action being that smite, or I'm sorry.
Yes. So
Okay.
you want to get Maria, and since there's nobody else in the beer hall, you might want to just knock out a column and cause part of the roof to collapse.
Okay. Yeah. I guess that would be my action.
Yep.
Wait, do I want to cast my smite or do I just want to use my arm blade?
I'm saying you should use your smite damage because I don't think your sword by itself is going to be able to cut the column.
Yeah, that's a good point. Okay, so let me roll my wrathful smite.
Okay. So just go and roll the damage. You don't need to roll to hit a column.
Okay.
So you go up to one of the wooden support beams that holds up the rafters and blow it out with your sword at this point.
Sweet.
Yes, I rolled 3. I don't know what that means.
So you still need to roll the damage for your sword and then plus your strength bonus. And did you get a magic weapon at this point or no?
I think I have like an arm blade.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. Okay. So
So roll
rolled-
a d8 plus your strength bonus plus 1, and then and your smite was how much damage? 3.
Yeah. So I roll a 1d8. Okay.
1d8 plus your strength bonus plus 1.
I think that's the right one. A 6, I think. And then my strength bonus is my strength bonus is plus 4. So it's the 10,
10
and
plus
then
1 is 11 plus 3 is 14.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, no problem. You manage to blow out the column, and a large portion of the ceiling begins to collapse as you begins to dance back. As you rush past the point you struck and keep on running, so you don't get cut by the ceiling you just knocked out. Let's see here. Mariana gets caught up in the ceiling and comes screaming to the floor and crashing into the basement as well at this point.
Wait.
There's a loud screech, and she seems to disappear into the rubble. Krishana.
Have you got the push to talk fixed?
Krishana, are you there? Guessing there's connectivity problems. Yep.
Yeah, there she goes. Okay, he'll be back in a minute then.
Okay, so all right, we'll do the bad guys and come back to Krishana. All right, Zumlar, you're grabbed bodily by Harcourt and sort of thrown up through the hole into the ceiling for 14 points of damage. As you come crashing back down into the ground floor. And then you can hear this crashing sound of probably Harcourt rushing into the debris where Mariana just fell. As you hear this all sorts of timber and stone and glass being tossed aside as Harcourt basically frantically tries to get Mariana out of the rubble. Lorraine.
Thunderwave, level 3.
Okay. Do you want to try to collapse the rest of the top floor down on top of Harcourt and Mariana at this point?
Yeah.
All right. Well, there's certainly enough holes to do it at this point. You're sort of looking for a good support timber, and you basically stomp your foot down on it. There's a loud crack of thunder. Go ahead and roll me damage. Are you casting it at first level or are you casting it at higher level?
3rd.
Okay, you're casting it at 3rd level. All right, we'll just say it succeeds then at that point. You blow out a good 15-foot chunk of the supporting beams directly above Harcourt and Mariana as the whole as a good 20-foot section of floor collapses on top of them. There's debris and rubble and dust down there. You can't really see what's going on at the moment. Zumlar, I need a dex save at this point. Hey, Ryan, can you hear us? I'm guessing technical ability.
I'm here. Sorry.
Yes. All right, so the ceiling is like a huge portion of the ceiling collapses down into the basement where you are at this point.
Wait, no, because he got thrown back up to the ground floor.
Oh, never mind. I'm sorry. You got thrown up to the first floor.
Yeah.
I don't remember why I did that. All right, so you're like sort of lying on the first floor at this point after hitting the ceiling and coming back down to the first floor. All right, so what are you doing at the moment? There's a huge, like 30-foot hole that covers most of the floor at this point. There's a sort of dusty cloud of rubble that it is the whole basement at this point. It's impossible to see Harcourt or Mariana at this point.
I'm going to start setting that rubble on fire.
All right.
We're going to burn them.
All right. You start. You grab a lamp, a oil lamp nearby, crash it down into the lower floor, and let's see here, and it alights, and it begins to burn merrily. Ow.
Okay. I think. I'm not sure what. I'm not sure. I guess so. The battle might be closing in on them. Can I use spear again?
Yes, you can certainly use Sun Sphere again, basically to further light the lower level on fire if you want to.
Yeah, I like the sound of that.
All right, you grab 2 oil lamps, chuck them down there, basically, and throw a solar sphere down there to catch them extra on fire. Now the whole lower floor is like definitely burning merrily at this point. At this point, you think you should leave the building. It's hard to see if anything's moving down there between the smoke and the dust from the debris of the first floor collapsing into the basement.
Yeah, so we'll start heading out.
So is that the group consensus at this point? Everybody's heading outside?
Yeah,
I like that.
I don't think we need to go down into the basement after them. Let's see if they crawl out. And I think we need to go outside and check and see if we need to unthrall any of the people that were out there.
Well, now that the basement is on fire, it does not seem to be a particularly great idea to head down there anymore.
Yeah, I'm thinking that's a very poor idea. And the rest of the building is going to fall in on top of it like the House of Usher, so I'd kind of like to get outside.
Okay. All right, you head outside. There's a whole bunch of very worried individuals. I'm just like, it's like, are you lot okay? What happened in there?
Just taking out the trash.
There's been a problem here with some magic. Okay, and some people may have.
Yeah, they're got. It's like, did Mariana and Harcourt make it out?
I'm not sure, but it looks like they may have been caught up in this magic, and so you may have seen things that weren't quite there. And do we look around? Is anybody else still needing any dust or magic dispel, or does everybody look like they're back to the thing?
Well, there's just a whole bunch of merry-goers at this point, sort of standing around looking at the burning beer hall at this point.
Okay, so guys,
about that period of time, you can hear from the far back, it's like, fire, get the fire brigade.
Yeah, get the fire brigade, and can you get the police, please? And then I think other than that, let's go ahead and go home and rest up, because there's no telling what might not be out here, and we'd like you to all be home and safe. So disperse and call fire and police, please.
Okay. So because you're on the north end of town and where the police are well equipped and well funded, the police show up in no time at all, like less than 5 minutes. And so does the fire brigade. A bucket brigade is quickly set up. It's like, "Oi, you look like able-bodied individuals. Help with the bucket brigade. Get in line," as they pointing at the lot of you.
Absolutely. Now, are they actually going in the building or just pouring on it from the outside?
At this point, the building is like very, very much on fire. At this point, it's like 5 or 6 minutes later, so it's very on fire at this point. The dry wood catches rapidly and smoke and swirling smoke and cinders assault your noses and catch the whole light everything with a sort of lurid orange red glow. It's like there's kids in the backs going, "Ooh, that's awesome!" It's like, and the parents quickly boxing them around their ears. It's like, "What's wrong with you?"
I think Dirk is going to cast Disguise Self on himself to look like, one of the regular Londoners to get up near the front of the Bucket Brigade to see if we're getting any signs of activity from Mariana and Harcourt.
Okay, so I need perception checks from people who are looking for Mariana and Harcourt leaving the building at this point. So I need DC 18s to spot this.
And I got a 22, and I think Krishana had gotten guidance, so she was probably going to put guidance on somebody.
I got 21.
Nice.
Okay, you could see a sort of purple coach zooming off from behind the far end of the crowd, heading off into parts unknown at this point, headed sort of like roughly north.
Okay.
You're not quite sure how they would have gotten there, or if it's another one of the Davenports, but the purple coach gives it away that it's one of the Davenport's private coaches because all their coaches are purple.
So that way we don't have to go into the rubble after him. Yay!
Oh.
Whether or not
that means they're not
Harcourt and
dead.
Mariana actually got away or not is a good question. It's just like, doesn't look very feasible that they got out of there.
Oh, but somebody did. Now, does anybody need any desperate healing right now?
I do.
I do.
But we'll leave that to everyone else.
All right. It's a long and arduous battle to put out the fire. The smoke sort of mixes with the vapors that sort of roll in once it gets a little bit later. There's this gray pall of ash and London and polluted London fog mixing together as you can hardly see 3 feet in front of you. The dull glow of embers from the beer hall that is burnt down all the way down to the basement is all that remains of the beer hall at this point. A lot of bewildered looking individuals are sort of wandering about. You've mixed the fairy dust with some of the water that was being handed out to get rid of the thraldom on the rest of the individuals that in the neighborhood. And various individuals are sort of like sitting down on the cobbles out in front of the beer hall in the large square, resting at this point and trying to get their breath back from the incessant fog and smoke. Do you want to ask them any questions about the Davenports now that they're no longer mesmerized?
Should we try and figure out how they got mesmerized?
I'm pretty sure we
could
could.
ask them if what they asked him to do.
All of you are pretty sure how that happened. The Davenports basically personally came here at some point or another and put all these people under their thrall. So
I think Dirk wants to start mingling around and asking if they've been asked to do anything unusual that doesn't seem quite right.
Well, I can't say that I have, but the Davenports certainly have a lot of deliveries made to the neighborhood on a regular basis. We help them out, move them to the warehouse to the north. That's a holding of the Davenports.
Is that the one at the docks?
No, not the one at the docks.
Oh.
It's another one that's like little north of here, maybe about a block. I can show you the way.
Oh, we'd like that very much. You've been so helpful. Here,
Sure,
have some more of this water.
Pass out some healing.
All right. You arrive at this sort of lanky man and his wife, who is likewise sort of rail thin, guide you over there. Both of them don't look particularly healthy, but a lot of people in London this period of time don't look healthy, but that's maybe it's just the London living for you. It's like, yeah, this is the one. As he points to a sort of nondescript looking warehouse with sort of an A-frame crane over in a hay loft above that's sort of like hanging out over the street. The doors The doors of the warehouse are wide open, and you can see the back end of a purple coach sticking out of it at the moment. Looks like maybe Harcourt and Mariana made it over here after all. So, that's the Davenport's personal coach they tend to arrive in.
What sorts of things do you guys bring over here, like crates or boxes or barrels or what?
Oh, it's just odds and ends. Crates, long boxes, essentially look like coffins.
Oh, yeah.
But I assume they're marked trade goods, so I can't assume that they're bodies.
Well, maybe they're expensive bodies. Okay. Guys, do we need to like dose some healing potions or something before we go in here?
Would be a good plan.
Yes, very.
And those were those 2d8? Is that what they were?
Regular healing potions are a d8 plus 2, and then improved ones are 2d8 plus 4. Then superior are 3d8 plus, what is it? 6.
I feel like we got the good ones from the potion people. So let's see. Okay, so Dirk's got back 15.
I'm gonna
Cast Owl healing.
Uh-huh. Sorry, what was that? I couldn't hear.
Krishana's gonna heal you. Do you need some, Al?
Oh,
Owl
yes.
10 healing.
A 10 healing?
Yes.
Perfect. Thank you. I would love that.
Zumlar, how are you doing? You got a lot of hits in that. How's your HP going?
I used some healing on myself.
Okay. Oh yeah, lay on hands. I love that pet other things. Okay, is everybody else at least into reasonable territory?
I'm at 20. Let me heal myself.
Yeah.
Lorraine could use some healing.
Lorraine wants some healing.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I can do healing word at 2nd level, so that's 2d4 plus 3.
And did we all get
And Lorraine, just because I forgot to mention it at the beginning, you have 3 healing potions and what is it, 500? Well, let's go with 600 gold to your name at this point.
Okay.
And I just gave you 10
points later on, but we're not going to bother right now.
Yeah, and
All
I just gave you 10 with healing word.
I give Lorraine 5.
Perfect.
Nice.
Is it okay if I steal like a tree's roll or Dirk's roll for the healing potion? Like the 2d8 plus 4? Is that what we're doing?
Yes. That's
Perfect.
the medium range one, which I think is what we got.
Okay, so we'll assume, yes, you have medium healing potions at 2d8 plus 4.
Did we take a short rest?
I think they're gonna
only
leave,
if you want,
guys.
basically, whoever is here to get away. Let's put it that way. If you take an hour, whoever's here is already left by that point.
Now, guys, what do we want to go in there and fight them, or do we want to just burn this place down too and everything inside it?
Yeah. I like burning this place down.
Because if it's
All right,
full of vampires in coffins, I think we need to just burn them up, right?
I mean, I think we should alert the Sisters of Mercy?
I don't think they're going to have time to get here. I think they need to be in on this, but I don't think they're time to get here before these guys leave. They got the coach open. They're probably pulling vampires out right now.
So I think we should ambush the guys at the coach, start burning the place down, and then have someone fetch the Sisters of Mercy.
Okay, can we send a messenger to the Sisters of Mercy, Lawrence?
All right, so okay, this is where you're going to probably need to charm one of the villagers at this point from the Village of the Damned to help you out, because that means they're going way out of their way at this point in order to help you. So if someone wants to actually cast Charm Person on one of these people, they'll do it. Otherwise, that's beyond the scope of what is like a favor for you.
Krishana, do you have any slots left for that?
Yeah, I can cast a Charm Person.
Thank you.
All right. Do you want to catch both of the couple at this point, the skinny man and the skinny woman, or just one of them? Would you pick somebody else off the street?
I'm using a 1st level spell slot, so it's one person.
All right. All right, the skinny husband or the skinny wife? Who do you want to basically charm?
I'm gonna go with the wife. I don't want to cause problems charming the husband.
Okay. Oh, no.
How diplomatic
Right,
of you.
someone roll performance or persuasion to distract the husband while you charm the wife.
Performance or persuasion. Oh, okay. I can do that.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, let me get there though. Sorry. Um.
Gonna put up on you to have a quick conversation with me over here.
Yeah. I rolled a 16.
All right. So you keep him occupied as you. It's just like, have you been redeemed in our Savior and Lord?
She'd be telling explaining it wrong though. She didn't pay attention in class.
Yeah, but they're not gonna know, so it doesn't matter.
Exactly. I just want that for
keep
flavor.
on. You keep on thinking the Holy Trinity is basically bell pepper and onion and celery.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Cajun in London, I love it.
All right. He's looking at you very confused as you sort of mix sermons and mix metaphors. Okay. So Krishana, you've got the wife charmed. Just like, well, yeah, you seem to be a lovely lass. Essentially, I'd sure love to help you out, but that's like way out of my way for the evening, and it's really late. It's like, oh yeah, you're my best friend. Of course, I could help you out. What can I do for you?
Aw.
Can you deliver a message to the Sisters of Mercy, and then I'll relay the message?
Right. Well, St. Mary's is not too far away. I guess that wouldn't be too bad for a friend. She takes your message and like heads on out. It'll be a long bit though. It's like I don't have enough money for a carriage. If you want this delivered quick, I'd have to take a cab.
Dirk will give her money for a cab, and then she can come back with the Sisters of Mercy to meet her husband.
Okay, so you need to spend 5 gold for
Okay.
a black cab in the late in the evening at this point. You flag down a Johnny cab and a the black carriage with black horses rolls up. You're not. All of you are not exactly sure, basically, where these guys come from, but they all seem to be available. The black coachman whips his bullwhip with a loud crack, and the carriage takes off like a shot down the cobblestone streets, casting sparks every so often from its iron shod wheels. Okay, so they're off. You can see a Davenport carriage sticking out of the warehouse at this point. The husband goes, "Where'd my wife go?"
She had to run to fetch the Sisters of Mercy. She'll be back in a few minutes with them. And then,
Why would she do such a foolhardy thing? It's just like it's going to be at least an hour before she gets back. It's like well past midnight, the witching hour.
We've got her in a cab, so she's safe, and she's helping us save London. You can be very proud of her.
Fine. Send her my way once you're done.
We shall be sure to do that. Now, this carriage has got those weird zombie horses, right?
You're guessing since it's a Davenport carriage. Yes, they probably have zombie
thinking,
horses.
guys, that we need to take out the horses because I don't think they can take the coach without the horses.
Okay.
Can we sneak around and get a clear shot on the horses?
Ooh.
Well, that being said, it's just like it's a normal coach. You could just like knock out the spokes and the wheels, and it's not going anywhere.
Okay, sure. Well, maybe give us some time to get in there. Maybe I can cast Shatter on the wheels of the coach.
Yes, you can effectively slash the tires. So okay, you sneak on up and you blow out one of the rear wheels. Boom! It's like all the spokes sort of explode with a loud crack of thunder. You could see an incredibly like badly burned like Mariana. Or she's like has burns over probably like more than 3/4 of her body. She has no hair on basically most of her head. There's just like this straggly bit of like black stuff over on the right hand side of her head, and you can see all the skin has like peeled away from the left side of her face, revealing that she's some sort of vampire kin because you can see a pair of like really prominent canines sticking up from her lower and upper jaws, essentially like an inch.
Ew.
It's like and feral sort of like blue like infernal blue glow of the undeath basically emanates from both of her eyes at this point. The Harcourt doesn't look much better as he's like, as you can see, there's this big dent in his skull where some sort of rafter like crushed his skull in partially. He seems to be moving a little slow at the moment as his left leg sort of drags the ground. It's like Mariana basically looks around. It's like, you ghouls, into the night with you, hunt and find my enemy, find those adventurers that have been plaguing us. And you lot fix the wheel. As you see these humanoid white people, pale white individuals in the like little bit of like gas lamp light that's hitting the street rush out. At least a dozen of them rush out from the warehouse. They sort of lope hand over feet like starving wolves as their jaws unclench from the unhinged from basically the tops of their mouths, basically giving them this garish, like snake-like appearance as their tongues sort of snake out into the air looking for you. They don't seem to have seen you at this point because the fog is like really quite thick. You can barely see maybe about 10-15 feet in front of you at this point. And that the only gas lamp seems to be out in front of the warehouse at the moment, so you guys are effectively shrouded in darkness. The ghouls begin to taste the air and look for you guys. What are you doing next?
Can I see Mariana?
Yeah, you can see Mariana from where you are. Let's say you're maybe about 50 feet away, hiding in it. You're scattered along like 2 or 3 alleyways, basically all looking down towards the warehouse at the moment. There is no waiting for the ghouls to pass. The ghouls are going to scent you out at this point. You're going to have to do either something to basically mask your scent or basically move.
Can I cast Sacred Flame on Mariana?
What's the range on Sacred Flame?
60 feet.
Okay, well, it barely reaches, so yes.
Dex 13.
All right. Mariana gets scorched again and screeches. It's like, let me see if she actually notices your position.
She takes 16 damage.
Points a basically bony claw towards you, and it's like, and screeches as all the ghouls basically screech back and rush basically in a pack towards you guys.
She takes 16 damage from that.
Okay. Mariana sort of collapses after that. So she apparently didn't have a whole lot of hit points left. As Harcourt simply grabs, scoops her up with one arm, and like cobbles over into the warehouse. All right, so there's about a dozen ghouls like rushing down on your ghouls and gas, rushing up on your position at this point. Long bony talons and snake-like unhinged jaws, basically slavering as they taste the air for your flesh. Okay, so what are you guys doing?
Does the pouch transfer anybody with me?
What does the pouch do again?
It's the pretty pouch. It makes me ethereal.
It does not, no. So if you want to walk through a wall into a building nearby, you can certainly do that.
I am going to follow the zombie.
Nice.
Okay, so you use your pouch of etherealness basically and sprinkle its dust over you and become ghost-like in form and rush down the street and basically run through a wall of the warehouse. There's like coffins stacked up on coffins around here. About half of them are wrenched open at this point, revealing their contents, which are ghouls and vampire spawn. There's still about a dozen more of these like ghoulish individuals, sort of like perched on their sort of perched on their, sort of doing a squat on the floor, peering at Harcourt at this point. Harcourt is going, just like as he's scratching his head, trying to figure out what to do. Mariana was obviously the brains, but she seems to be unconscious at the moment.
Can I hit
that
the
is what
building?
you see so far. Al, and everybody else, what are you guys up to?
Can I hit the building with a sacred flame to try to set it on fire?
Probably not. No. The building itself is basically sort of damp, and it's has a slate roof, so it's not particularly dry like the beer hall was.
Then I'm going to cast Moonbeam on the ghouls coming at us.
Okay. All right, you catch 3 or 4 of them with, let's go with 4. 2 of them dive completely out of the way. 2 of them take the moonbeam straight on. So give me full damage.
Full damage is 8.
8. Okay, well, they are all there after the moonbeam lands on them, unfortunately. Okay, Al, what are you up to?
Sorry. Okay. I'm not sure. Okay, we're in a fight. Okay.
Yeah, smack some ghouls.
Okay.
Well, you can turn undead because you are a redemption paladin, so
That's
you can make them run away.
Yeah.
Okay. What is that? Like, I'm a little unsure of that.
So you use one of your channel divinities to turn the undead, to cause basically the undead to flee from you. So
that's under your features and traits and your class features is where it is.
So I think you only get 1 channel divinity at your current level, so this is pretty much it.
This is the time for it, you know.
Okay.
If not, yeah, let me do that. Channel divinity.
All right. All right. So there's like 3 ghouls still charging you after this. Essentially, all the other 12 turn tail and run away from you. Okay, Zumlar, you did your thing, and then Lorraine.
Can I just...
So there's 3 ghouls left that are charging you guys down.
I don't really have anything for a small amount, so I guess I'll just
Well,
whack
cantrip
them.
would be a good plan then. So just cantrip them, or breathe on them using your draconic heritage or whatever. Breath weapon. All those are reasonable things to do.
I can try and gust them away.
Okay. Oh, never mind. I keep on forgetting you're a tiefling, not a dragonborn. Okay. So,
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorcerer.
All right. You knock one of the ghouls ass over tea kettle, basically, as it flies back into an alleyway as your gust catches them squarely in the chest. Dirk. So 2 ghouls still charging you guys down.
Okay, so Dirk's gonna go ahead and try and use his magical sword on one of them. And it's like 13 to hit. Does that hit?
That hits. They have 13 AC.
Cool. Okay, so that's 7 on him. And did we say I was getting 2 attacks with these, or did we decide that I did not have that yet?
You can still do 2 attacks. You just have to use your bonus action for the second one. So.
Okay. So that's gonna hit. So it's 25 to hit.
Okay, and then that's just a D6 straight, no bonuses.
Okay.
All right, so we'll just say it does 6. All right, so you managed to finish off 2 ghouls between basically them being moonbeamed and some magic rapier and short sword strikes. You managed to take down the remaining 2 ghouls. There's silence on the road at this point. The Krishana, you're looking at Harcourt. He's like, he obviously took since this part of his skull was caved in, you're thinking he's not thinking all that straight at this point because he doesn't seem to be issuing any commands. He's sort of just looking at the ghouls, and they're looking at him, and the ghouls are looking back at him. All right, you guys are hanging out in the... Krishana eventually comes back and reports. It's like, I don't think Harcourt basically is all there, so Brett might just walk in there or set the place on fire. The ghouls are waiting for commands.
Didn't I try setting the place on fire? It couldn't because it was damp.
It is damp, but once you get inside, I'm sure you can find something to set on fire
Yeah,
inside.
straw lamps. Does
Setting
anybody
it
have
on
a good?
fire from the outside, it doesn't seem very promising. The whole building is wet with moisture.
Does anybody have a good fire spell?
Mm-mm.
I think so.
Let's put it this way: all of you have torches and oil, so you can set a fire the old-fashioned way. So
And I've got mage hand, so mage hand can carry some oil over, and then we can like throw.
okay,
some
so
flame.
you head up to the warehouse. Mariana's still unconscious at this point. You sort of pry her out of Harcourt's grasp, and just sort of as he sort of stands there. Since she's some sort of vampire spawn, you're also someone roll like nature or arcana, because you're recalling something about vampires that perhaps you should like vampire lore that perhaps you should think about.
Yeah, like those steaks that we got from the Sisters of Mercy in the holy water.
Still,
Oh yeah.
like,
Krishana remembers. Oh yeah, vampires regenerate over time. We actually need to kill her as soon as possible.
I'll take some of my holy water and dump it on her.
kill kit for
Okay,
kit.
the rest of her face begins to melt away as if you had poured acid on Mariana's face. Her skull begins to dissolve until where you can see brain. Someone stakes her through the heart, and at that point she sort of poofs into dust.
Bye.
Harcourt is just sort of standing there, basically like he's waiting to be commanded to do something. And so are all the other ghouls that are sort of like, they're standing there slavering and like drooling on the ground, going, looking at you, the group of you.
I'm going to say I want to command them to dance. See if
They do nothing.
Aww.
I'm gonna try and get them to help us start a fire.
Good idea.
You sort of like your motion for them is like rub sticks together, throw torches, is like throw oil there, just sort of stand there and basically drool on the ground and look at you.
Ew.
Well, if we catch a place on fire, we're blown up. So let's just start flaming.
All right, do you search Harcourt or Mariana or their coach at this point?
Yes, I do.
Good point.
Okay, so I need investigations. I need 3 investigation rolls, DC 15.
I'm gonna use my luck to do that one twice. I think. Investigation. Okay. 15.
Fuck. So one's 15, one's 16.
I can give guidance.
I just need 3 rolls across your party. You cannot make more than 1 roll. Let's put it that way.
I'll shoot a roll.
I'll give guidance.
Okay.
Alright, this is investigation.
Mm-hmm.
I rolled a nat 20.
Woohoo!
All right, perfect. So you kick your boot through the dusty remains of Mariana. Eventually, you discover a sort of oval, fist-sized, milky gem with the mark of Astaroth on it. So it's like the ringed maw, basically the infinite ringed maw that basically seems to, as you look at it, seems to suck you in. Al, I need a wisdom save as you basically kick it loose and basically absentmindedly pick it up because you're just that sort of person.
Yes. Ooh, gremlin. Okay. I'm nervous. Okay, I got a 19. I rolled nat 20, but I got a -1, so
No
19.
problem. You basically you feel the tendrils of Astaroth trying to dig into your mind. You flip the stone around the other way.
Well, that didn't feel too good, but this side's pretty.
It's like, so you just have this sort of a milky blue piece of jade at this point. You sort of like point at one of the ghouls and say, like, sweep this up. And the ghoul comes over there and begins sweeping up the ashes with its claws.
And there's just like
Now do you tell him to do the chicken dance?
Yeah!
Yeah.
All right. The several ghouls start doing the chicken dance. Okay, what else is in the coach? You find hidden underneath one of the seats is a what is it? is a like a magical cold box, essentially like a chest that basically keeps perpetually cold. And inside of it, you find a decanter with this sort of like syrupy red liquid and a pair of golden goblets.
Wait, sorry, say again? Oh, this is it.
So you find a cold box, essentially a magical refrigerator, with a decanter of syrupy red liquid and 2 golden goblets.
Hey, okay.
And
Cool.
then let's see, on technically you can see it in the like dented in skull of Harcourt, but there's obviously some sort of gem in his skull, essentially where his brain should be. It is sort of cracked. It's severely cracked, but it looks like it might be moderately valuable.
Ooh.
I use Mage Hand to get it out?
It is definitely installed in there, so it's not coming out probably until like Harcourt is actually destroyed.
So Zumlar, you want to crack his head, buddy?
Yep.
Harcourt just sort of stands there and takes it. It takes like a good 5-6 solid blows before you finally crack his skull open and like scoop out little bits of brain matter and a like a ruby red gem that is like cracked down the middle. Essentially, it's like the size of your fist. But and then it is across it is what is it? Is scribe in angelic script, essentially the name of the one god, and and then some other unknown entity is on the back of this gem. So,
Ooh.
Maybe the Sisters of Mercy can help us identify that. I think Dirk would like. Can Dirk fit the decanter and the goblets and the chest and stuff into his bag of holding?
yes, certainly. They're not that big, so we're talking about like a normal drinking set.
Let's do that. We can ask them about those too, but I don't want to be just like carrying them around.
Okay.
And then that will stone in her pocket.
At this point seem to be able to be commanded by the bluish piece of jade, and the decanter. You have no idea what that is, and then the sort of fist-sized ruby out of Harcourt's skull. It's not clear what that is either.
Right. I think the Sisters of Mercy can help us with some of this stuff. Do we want to investigate any of these other things, like any of the other boxes or things, before we blow this place up?
You start cracking open some of the other boxes. There are plenty more ghouls and vampire spawn, sort of in torpor or sleep, deep sleep in them. They do not seem to be easily woken at the moment. There might be a ritual or something involved that will wake them from their stasis.
Do we want to go ahead and burn these guys up, or see what the Sisters of Mercy want to do? If they want to try and test any of them, or deactivate any of them, or check them out, or do we want to just like make them flame?
I mean, if anything, we could probably like save one, burn the other, so they're not a risk.
I think especially the vampire spawn need to go.
Yeah, so like maybe saving one for experimentation, but then just killing the rest.
Okay, I'm for that.
Okay.
Okay, so so just as a quick question, so we do want to break early at this point because I know 2 people are not feeling well, right?
I think I would be very much behind that. I'll slog it if everybody wants to go, but yeah.
Okay, but this is a good time to break as any. At this point, you guys are finishing basically messing around with the ghouls at this point and entertaining yourselves and finishing searching. It's taking you basically about 30 minutes to do this. About this period of time, everybody roll me a perception check. You need DC 18.
Okay. One sec.
I'll use my last luck.
Perception. Got 22.
Okay.
We're all so hot. Yeah, I can't get it. Even. Oh well.
All right. So Zumlar happens to be like on guard near the door because he's like seriously not interested in messing with the undead. He's looking outside. He sees this robed individual, like long robed individual, like a wizard's robe, in deep midnight blue with a sort of like silver star emblazoned with the all-seeing eye in the center of that star, approaching. He sort of mysteriously operates in out of the fog. Zumlar sees him, and he sees Zumlar, and I need a wisdom save for Zumlar.
Oh no. Oh, well, proficient at least, so. 16.
All right, you you feel like the whole world spins with vertigo as you basically sort of see the world sort of tilt as you sort of start falling to the ground, paralyzed. As the rest of you basically are having the ghouls do their second round of basically, all right, gather up all the torches and oil you can find in here and put them in a pile right here.
So no one sees me fall.
No. So the hooded figure sort of zooms up and basically catches you and lays you down sideways on the ground. About that period of time, basically, all hell breaks loose as every single coffin in this place bursts open and their denizens basically begin to assault you.
Oh, so it was one of the Davenports.
Yes. As
Holy
they were recovering their goods. Okay, so I've effectively you overplayed your hand here, so one of the Davenports has shown up. So
Yeah.
okay, so you can hear whispered from one of the rafters up above in the hayloft, essentially, "Get them, my pretties. Deliver me their blood, and you may eat their heads and their bodies, but definitely deliver me their blood." As you hear this sort of sibilant hiss from up in the rafters as all the coffins all around you like burst open.
I hate when that
Oh my.
happens.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess we're gonna end it for this evening, and then we'll pick it up next time.
Sounds
Holy
like a
crap,
good one. Excellent session, Lawrence and Tanya. It was such a pleasure. Thank you for coming to play with us.
Thank you guys for allowing
All right,
me.
so Tanya, does this meet your needs as far as a game? Do you want to continue on with us?
I'll have to see about my schedule.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be
All right,
great.
you're
And
more than welcome to come back and play with us anytime. So
yeah, and we
feel
kind of
free.
like we have people that have to come and go. So if you want to drop some character art in chat or send it to me, I'll put you on the player board if you decide you want to do that.
Excellent. Thank you.
All right, cool.
Well done.
All right, thanks all, and we'll pick it up next week.
Thanks, Lauren. You guys rock. Thank you, everyone.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye.